Yo, what's up? This your boy Derry Branch at Strike7Sports.com. And today I just want to talk about, the current, state of affairs with the Memphis Tigers men's basketball team. Um it's been a rough patch lately, going everything they've gone through so far ever since they've gotten into conference play. Um everything started off with that tough game against South Florida. They homecoming game for former Memphis point guard and native Tyler Harris out of Cordova. Uh, had to come from behind to win that game. You had a struggle on New Year's Day against Tulane. Lost that game. Um, East Carolina came here, put up a fight, had to claw back and get into that game. But in that game, I kind of felt like you got back to the things that made you good, which was defense, keeping games low scoring and all that. And then to down Orlando was the which was a pretty good game, pretty exciting game, but you know it didn't go the way that Memphis wanted to go after a double overtime loss, losing 107 to 104. Kenny Davis 42 points in that game, huge night. Controversial call by the refs. Decided not to blow the whistle when Davis was pretty much pushed out of bounds, based on what I saw and a lot of the people saw. Um, it's just time for Memphis to lock in, man, and just focus on what they need to do to get to the NCAA tournament because the latest these brackets that I've read, that the accurate ones got Memphis as on the bubble right now. That's the last four in. Um, they got to get going right now because you drop another game against one of these, you know, less talented teams. These to another, I would say mediocre team, and you're really gonna be in trouble. So they just got to lock in, man. And I know people have been noticing the difference in their scoring now, and they can score points now. They can get to the basket now and drop 80, 90 points on an opponent. That's great and all that, but I just think Memphis needs to just get back to doing what they usually do. Keep these games low scoring, man. What happened to the defense that Penny Hardaway was so big on? What happened to that? Because depending on who you talk to, they say that last year's team is better than this year's squad. And I would agree, that from a talent aspect, last year's team was better than this one. But so there's some of this team that I like, man. Veteran team. They fight hard. They fought hard in these games, man. In each of these games that they played in. I know they got kind of behind the eight ball against Tulane, but other than that, man, this has been a really good game, a really good team. They pretty much the losses that they've suffered, has been close. The deficit has been close to where Memphis could have easily won those games. And the defense, man, was hurting Memphis right now, man. They're giving up all these points, leaving guys wide open. They just gotta settle in, man. Settle in, do what they gotta do, win these next 5 games, which I believe they can do. They're capable of doing, and get ready for that rematch against Tulane because Tulane has been doing playing pretty well lately. The next 5 games again for Memphis is going to be Temple, which is on Sunday. They come home on Thursday night, next Thursday, the host Wichita State on 6 o'clock tip off. Then they go back on the road Sunday again to play Cincinnati. That's gonna be an interesting game, but I think they can win it. Then you play SMU. You got Tulsa, and then the rematch with Tulane at FedEx Forum at 1 o'clock, February 4th. So You can go, like I said the other day, you can go. You need to go. Memphis needs to go 5-0, man. 5-0 during the stretch. When you got to win these five winnable games. Overall, you got 14 games left on the season. It's go time now. You get past Tulane, you go down to South Florida, Tampa now, and play South Florida for that rematch. Then you come back home against to play Temple at home. You got UCF the rematch at home as well. Then there's the big one, Houston, Wichita State, Cincinnati again, SMU, and then close it out against Memphis, against my bad, excuse me, against Houston. Now, I think if Memphis wants to put themselves in the best position to get into this tournament, you got 14 games left, right? I would say if they can, and I think they will, they should go at least 30. They need to go at least 13-1. 13-1 or 12-2 during the stretch. Cause that will put you at you win 12. You win 12 games, right? Yeah, put you at least 12 and 24 and 7 going into the AAC tournament. Have a nice outing in the tournament. Don't go out in the first or second round. Get Houston again and see what happens. If you win or lose, I think you should be a tournament team. The pad is still there, man. It's just that they're in that same bubble that they were in last year. That same predicament. Whereas, you gotta the march forever is razor thin and you gotta get on the roll. Now last year I thought it was a lot bad. It was a lot worse. Last year I thought they weren't gonna make the tournament. I really did because they was losing some games that they shouldn't have lost. They lost against Georgia, a really bad Georgia team. You got spanked by SMU at home. Where that's the night where Penny Hardaway went off, on Jeff Calkins. But you gotta lock in and take care of business, man. Especially in these next 5 games. That puts you at 17-5 before you play Tulane in the rematch. Cause now, man, Tulane is on a 4-game winning streak. They're 4-1 in the conference, 11-5 overall. You know, right now Memphis is 2-2 in conference play, and is currently in sixth place. So you got 5 teams in front of you. Cincinnati is 12-6. They on a bubble. Temple is not really good this year. Tulane's doing what they're doing. UCF second place in the conference, won 3 straight, 4-1. The 4-1 in conference play, and is currently in second place behind Houston. I would say Houston looks a lot better compared to last season, man. They just do. They just look a lot better. The number one team in the country. You gotta beat them once, at least once, to put yourself in that number. You know, and like I said, you got to at least go 12-2 during the stretch. 12-2, 12-2 or 13-1 during this 14 games, the remaining 14 games of the season. 12-2 or 13-1. This is not a to me. I think this is not a really teams in here, man. They're not outside of Houston and Tulane. I don't think it's a really good conference in my opinion. I think Cincinnati. There's a chance for Cincinnati to get into the tournament, but I don't think they're gonna make it. You know, but Memphis just got to lock in and play the game at the flow that you want to play these games in, and not get into these shootouts with your opponent. You know, keep it low scoring, bro. Don't worry about what people saying on the outside about, you know, you can't score, you can't shoot and all this other stuff. As long as you getting W's, that's what matters. As long as you stack wins and impress the committee, you'll get in the tournament and be successful. Not worry about putting up numbers and all that because that's what's happening now. Kendrick Davis, leading score 42 points, nothing to show for it in the losing effort. You're scoring. You're a better score. You're a better team in the scoring department compared to what I've seen in previous years. But you're losing games. You know, keep this low, man. Get back to playing defense, man. And what happened to rebounding, man? And rebounding needs some work too. It's gonna hurt to not have Alo in that game in these games. Because he's one of the country's top defensive guards. So that's gonna hurt. So other guys got to step up. And in regards to guys like Kale and Lawson not seeing more playing time, only Penny knows why. Maybe from what I heard, he maybe doesn't trust him like that at the moment yet. So we just gotta wait and see how everything's gonna play out, man. These guys gotta lock in, bro. They gotta lock in and close these teams out. It starts this Sunday against Temple, man. If you could have a good outing against Temple and close it out, they're gonna be fine. So we'll see how it's gonna play out, man. I still think that's light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel for Memphis. I still believe they can make the NCAA tournament. I believe they're gonna have a good outing in the AAC tournament, and I really think they could beat Houston at least once, man. They got to because if you and this is a better Houston. Like I said, this is a better Houston team than last year under Calvin Simpson. But Memphis has to beat them at least once, man. Because if not, you know, and then you lose to them at the tournament, and you lose twice to them in conference play, and then you lose to them in the tournament. It's not gonna be good. Kind of similar to how it went down in 20 2021, where they had two really close games against Houston in the regular season, and then in the tournament it was a close game and they still lost. So they can't have that, you know. So we'll see how everything plays out. Um, Looking forward to this game this Sunday against Temple. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel about Memphis chances of getting back into the tournament. Are you confident? Have you lost faith? Still hopeful? Let me know in the comment section below. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out.